Okay, alright ladies and gentlemen, here on the channel, we're here doing a news video, so we're getting right into it. Not going to waste any time. We're going to start with the NFL, because it's probably be the longest portion of the video. So, 49ers head coach Kyle Shanahan said he expects George Kittle to return to practice this week ahead of Sunday's game versus Falcons, so it looks like George Kittle should be back for week 7, or week, what is it, 6, 7, 6, 7, or whatever fuck week it is, against the Falcons. The Jaguars, they've ruled out Devin Lloyd calf and tight end Quentin Morris groin for Sunday's game against Los Angeles and London. Neither player will travel. Man, it sucks. Devin Lloyd's having a really damn good year out with that damn calf injury. So we have some injury updates with the Bills and the Falcons. Dalton Kincaid, Bills tight end, who was listed as questionable for tonight's game versus the Falcons, due to an oblique injury, is out. Bills wide receiver Curtis Samuel is also out tonight, so there will be no Dalton Kincaid, no Curtis Samuel. For the Falcons, their inactives tonight include receivers Ray McLeod and Darnell Mooney, so there's the inactives for that Monday night matchup tonight. The Bills, they've elevated safety Jordan Poyer and defensive tackle Jordan Phillips from the practice squad for tonight's game versus Atlanta. Jordan Poyer still on this team? Detroit Lions defensive tackle Brian Branch has been suspended without pay for one game for unsportsmanlike conduct following Sunday's game against those Chiefs. Kind of deserved, man. Look, I know you're frustrated after you lost a big game like that, but you can't be doing shit like that, man. Like, all Patrick Mahomes offered was like a handshake. I mean, if you don't want to shake his hand, fine, but don't go up punching people in the face. But he may appeal the suspension under the CBA, but I don't know why bother appeal. It ain't going to get fucking overturned. The Titans are naming senior offensive assistant Mike McCoy as their new interim head coach. We'll go over why here when I get to it. But you probably already seen it. Colts placed quarterback Anthony Richardson Sr. on injured reserve due to his fractured orbital bone. He will miss a minimum of 4 games. Pendeo face. Something happened in the pregame. I don't know what. It was something with his eye. Pendeo face. Bears elevate defensive lineman Jonathan Ford and kicker Jake Moody from their practice squad for Monday night's game against the Buccaneers. Commanders wide receiver Deebo Samuel, listed as questionable for tonight's game against the Bears due to a heel injury, is expected to play. And there's the news today. The Titans fired head coach Brian Callahan. They listed their statement. His tenure ends with a 4-19 record. First NFL head coach fired this season. They've now gone from firing GM John Robinson to firing head coach Mike Vrabel to firing GM Rand Carthon to firing head coach Brian Callahan, all at separate times, man. Crazy. The Vikings will open the linebacker Blake Cashman's 21-day hour window today, per Kevin O'Connell. The Vikings will also have J.J. McCarthy, Michael Juergens, Donovan Jackson, and offensive tackle Brian O'Neill back on the practice field this week in various capacities. Buccaneers wide receiver Mika Igboka is scheduled to undergo testing Tuesday to determine how much time he will miss from the hamstring injury suffered versus the 49ers, but is expected to be some. It just sucks, man, with these freaking injuries to the Bucs receivers. Well, I want to see all 3 of them out there, but just unfortunate injury, like, man. But he's expected to miss definitely a few weeks. His hamstrings are tricky. Bengals tight end Mike Gesicki, who injured his pectoral Sunday at Green Bay, will be out, and quote, a while, per head coach Zach Taylor. Bucs head coach Todd Bowles told reporters that Bucky Irving, foot and shoulder, and Chris Godwin fibula are, end quote, not in play for next Monday night's game against the Detroit Lions, so you can pretty much already rule out Bucky Irving, Chris Godwin, and Emeka Egbuka. How about that? 3-time Pro Bowl defensive end Zadarius Smith announced he's retiring from the NFL after 11 seasons. Giants made this dude never want to play again. Sean McVay said that Puka Nacua, wide receiver, is considered day-to-day due to his sprained ankle. It remains uncertain as to whether he'll be able to play Sunday in London against the Jaguars. Chiefs wide receiver Rashee Rice's 6-game suspension is now over, and he is eligible to play Sunday versus the Raiders. Mark Sanchez was booked and released at the Marion County Jail on Sunday, telling reporters he left the jail that he was focused on his recovery from stab wounds he suffered in the altercation that resulted in multiple charges against him. Fred Warner, season-ending ankle injury, man. He suffered a broken, dislocated ankle that will require surgery, and he will be out for the rest of the season. So we got one more thing from Adam Schefter as I was about to move on. An MRI revealed today that Garrett Wilson hyperextended his knee, Jets receiver, and he is now expected to miss, as one source said, a couple of weeks. So a couple of weeks there to miss for Garrett Wilson. That's all we have here from Rappaport. So from Ian Rappaport, Brian Branch is appealing that suspension. Source said he ain't going to win. Lucas Van Ness avoided serious foot injury, but his return timeline is TBD per Matt LaFleur. Matt LaFleur. Cowboys COO Stephen Jones says on 105.3 The Fan that CeeDee Lamb, Tyler Booker, and Kevontae Turpin could potentially play this week against the Commanders. So hopefully we get all those guys back, but none of them play defense though. Good news for the Bucks. The hope is Mike Evans, Benjamin Morrison, and Zion McCollum can return to practice this week per Rappaport. We already talked about the other guys that were hurt. Trey Hendrickson, Bengals edge rusher, is day-to-day with a back injury after it was on the MRI. To even have a chance to play on Thursday is positive news. They play Pittsburgh, Well, Geno Smith says he's having a lot of bad luck this season. I told Coach I need to jump into a lake or ocean or something. That's a lot of bad luck stuff happened to me. But I'm in control of that. Nah, you're just ass, buddy. You just suck. You have like 10 interceptions already. Nick Sirianni remains confident in offensive coordinator Kevin Patullo, and he will remain the play caller. Oh, great news right there. Despite the Cowboys' struggles on defense, Matt Eberflus is seemingly safe as the team's defense coordinator, says head coach Brian Schottenheimer. Oh, great. Per report, Brandon Knight removed all 49ers references from his social media. He hasn't been seen at practice in weeks. Don't know if it's because he's still recovering from injury, but I don't know. Several teams have called the Jets to inquire about trading for pass rusher Jermaine Johnson. The Jets were asking for, ain't quote, a lot to even consider moving him. Steelers are looking at a wide receiver prior to the trading deadline. Tyler Taylor has the support of some people in the Jets building as their starter over Justin Fields. I mean, he sucks, so yeah. Yeah, it's all the NFL news here, ladies and gentlemen. It took like 8 minutes, but let's move on. So wrestling news, or NASCAR news now. Let's go over the entry lists for this weekend. 36 trucks for Talladega. The notables: Brett Holmes in the 1, Nathan Bird in the 02, J.J. Ailey in the 7, Chris Wright in the 16, Chris Wright. Frankie Muniz in the 33, Greg Van Alst in the 35, Fenhouse in the 66, Tomasi in the 69, nice. Costner in the 74, and Kligerman in the 75 trucks, so those are the notables. 38 Xfinity cars for Talladega. The notables: Baccarel in the 5, Nick Lights in the 07, Butterbean Queen in the 11, Smithley in the 14, Almirola in the 19, Starr in the 35, Matt Maggio in the 91, and Mosack in the 99. 40 Cup cars entered at Talladega: Austin Hill in the 33, Alfredo in the 62, Mears in the 66, and BJ McLeod in the 78. Those are the entry lists for this weekend. And Butterbean Queen will run the final 3 races of the season: Talladega, Martinsville, and Phoenix for Colleague. And Frankie Muniz, obviously, like I mentioned, he returns this week. Viking Motorsports announces Connor Mosack will drive the number 99 Xfinity car the final 3 races. Jeremy Lange, the team GM, announced he played a meaningful role in establishing the foundation of this team, and we wish him the best. So he'll be out for the final 3 races, and I guess for next year too. I guess he's officially done. Choosing the one track he's won at to kick him out is an interesting decision. And Connor Mosack, low-key, really isn't shit outside of road courses, to be honest, so not really a great decision here, but oh well. Talladega weekend, Friday, 12:30 FS2 truck qualifying, 4 on Fox, the truck race. Saturday, 11:30 on the CW app, Xfinity qualifying, 1:30 on True TV Cup qualifying, 3:30 CW pre-race, 4 on the CW Xfinity race. Sunday, 1:30 NBC pre-race, 2 NBC the Cup race. Sunset, 7:06 Eastern, 6:06 Central. So the Milwaukee Bucks signed Alex Antetokounmpo. I saw, this is per Shams from NBA Central. The Bucks signed Alex Antetokounmpo to make Giannis feel comfortable. End quote, the Bucks are currently doing everything they can to make Giannis feel as comfortable as possible. Alex Antetokounmpo signed before Russell Westbrook. Such nepotism, man. Russell Westbrook currently has zero interest in playing overseas, as his main focus is playing the NBA. Obviously, he's not prime Russell Westbrook, but he should still be on an NBA team. He should just went back to the Nuggets, honestly. LeBron James is expected to monitor the Lakers situation while he's out per McTen. So he's got to be watching while he's out. If they're struggling, that could lead to the next step. So possibly if they don't have a good record. So he's going to monitor their situation while he's out for the next 3-4 weeks. Zach Lowe, end quote, I can't imagine a scenario where Lauri Markkanen is on the Jazz in a year. We say that it feels like every year, man. He always manages to stay on Utah because Danny Ainge is a greedy ass and won't trade him. SGA said he wants to be better than Kobe. I pick up basketball to be the best. It's chicken a load. If you're asking me if I want to be better than Kobe, of course I do. Whether I get there or not, we'll find out. Yeah, you're not going to be, man. Sorry, hate to tell you. Yeah, it's all for the NBA. There's just few little things there, but the season will be next week. So can't wait for the start of the NBA season. Then after that, college basketball added more and more content to this busy sports month. So let's talk about some wrestling news here. Seth Rollins is believed to have suffered an injury to his left shoulder during his match against Cody Rhodes at Crown Jewel. This past weekend, he's undergoing testing in the coming days via PW Insider. Last time he was injured, he cashed in on Punk. Not falling for this again. There's no way. Hope he isn't actually hurt. He did land his left arm weird, but that's one of the problems with doing injury angles part of your main story. Because now people ain't going to believe it. But I don't know if this is, this one's a work. It looked like it looked like he landed weird in his left shoulder, so. Rich Holland has announced that WWE will not be renewing his contract when it expires next month. Oh no, anyways. The Rock says he has a tiny bit of influence in who will be John Cena's final opponent, but emphasizes it's up to him. Sabotage's first half of the retirement tour and didn't show up at Mania, but it's okay because you love him. Seth Rollins was spotted wearing a sling yesterday, so we'll see. CM Punk is the #1 contender to Seth Rollins' championship. Mike Santana became the new TNA champion. The Hardys beat the Dudleys last night. Some shit that happened there in TNA Bound for Glory. Mercedes Moné's past 500 days as TBS champion. Legendary ref Mike Chio's pushing for refs to be inducted into the Hall of Fame on Maven's podcast or YouTube channel. ESPN gave Crown Jewel a grade B in their review on their official site. I thought it was more of a B+ or A- show. But yeah, that's all the news there, ladies and gentlemen. So leave a like, comment, subscribe for more, and check time out. Peace, and I'll see you guys in a little bit for Start of the Sports, man, with the ALCS recap of Game 2, the Monday Night Football games, the Dodger game, and that's it. So, I got all the other 3 videos now, the way, including this one. So yeah, peace. Leave a like, comment, subscribe for more.